G'day folks, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's the 21st of May 2024. This is the update for natural gas, oil, UNG and cold. You can see there these trends are continued in an uptick since our last video, with the exception of KOLD. This is our heat map, and you can see there all the various instruments we do cover on various videos, and today we're looking at the natural gas and ETFs, the top right there. You can see they're predominantly still bearish on the monthly. However, they've turned bullish according to our CCI trends on the weekly and the daily, with the exception of KOLD, which is bearish across the board. In terms of some trading ideas, again, I'll cover these in every video. Step one, determine the trend of the direction of the trade. Example, if you're trading on the daily, then as a minimum, you need to look at the weekly trend before taking any daily trends. And if you're trading on the hourly or intraday timeframes, like the 15-minute, for example, or the 1 hour, then the minimum trend you should be looking at is the daily. However, if you're trading on the 1 hour, for example, and you're looking at the daily and the weekly are both bullish, for example, then that's a positive to go bullish only. Step two, trade in the direction of the CCI 150 and look for a fresh breakout from the CCI moving averages. And again, I'll go through an example. And lastly, to close a trade, look at when the CCI enters in the CCI moving averages to close out that trade. So this is the monthly, weekly and daily for natural gas. You can see here on the monthly, which is broken up into that within that moving average band of the CCI 150, and that's giving us a neutral signal. On the weekly and the daily, it's broken above those moving average bands, giving us a bullish signal. And you can see there it's had a nice little bull run, and it's currently hitting this resistance at 28.74, so just be careful of a retrace there. And if we go to the daily and the hourly charts, I've got the daily there as a reference if you want to trade on the hourly. So again, only trade in the direction of the daily. In this case, we're going long only. You can see there going long. You would have taken long trades every time the CCI broke above the moving average band. And these moving average bands, if you want to learn how to trade that or draw that instrument, you look at reference in the description below. I've got a video on how to draw that. Likewise, the moving averages on the price, they're also in the description below. So again, going long only when the CCI breaks above that moving average band. So you would have gone long during that period there and taking your profits when it broke, if I zoom in a bit, when it breaks past that EMA 9, the moving average at 9, when it breaks down from there, or if it breaks into that moving average band, whatever's closest, whatever happens first. So again, you don't go short during this period when it drops below, because remember, if you're trading on the hourly or the intraday time period, you're only trading the direction of the daily in this case. So you wait for another break above the moving average bands, and you would have gone long there. That might have been a false break if it broke below the EMA 9, but you would have gone long again when it broke above there. Hold on to it and close it out during that period, and so on. At the moment, it's actually gone up to this resistance, as I said, and we drew this bearish divergence last time up until that peak. And you can see there the CCI is still dropping, but the price is still moving higher. Now, you can trade this long, again, using the break above the moving averages on the CCI, but also the break above the moving averages on the price. So long as that keeps rising, you keep going long, as long as the daily is in a long position. And in this case, we would have, what we do now is we raise the Fibonacci's, and that trend line goes up to there, and the divergence on the CCI keeps dropping. We'll put that to that point there, which is the highest point so far, which is still a lower high than that high there. So that's still a bearish divergence compared to the price. So we're going to keep that in there. And again, when this breaks down more significantly, that's when we might see a bit of a retrace to the downside. At the moment, it's still rising. Now, the closest Fibonacci retrace we'll look at is a 23 to the 38% level, and that'll be that range there. So if I was to draw a target area, that'll be that area there. So that's where we are with natural gas at the moment. With BOIL on the monthly, there is no indicator shown for CCI, so I'll call that you can see that's pretty bearish. I'll call that a bearish, at the very most a neutral positioning. On the weekly, we've got a bullish divergence on the CCI versus lower lows on the price, but it's giving us a bullish signal because the CCI is moving to the upside there. So I'll call that bullish. And on the daily, we had a bullish divergence there as well versus lower lows. Actually bounced off this support line, and it's actually broken up higher than that resistance at 1975. Now at this point there is no resistance currently showing yet, so that's actually broken up through that initial resistance, and further upside to come most likely. So I'll keep an eye on that. Let's have a quick look at. Yeah, there's no sort of resistance that I can see at the moment, so that's looking good for the moment in terms of more bullishness on that. But again, there's never a guarantee with any of this. If we go to the daily and hourly charts, let me just put those CCI colors back in there. So again, going long only, you can see there it's broken up past that resistance, and we've got no other resistance. I'm going to delete that. Pretty much open sky at the moment, but again, we don't know where that's going to reverse. We had a couple of bearish diversions here versus higher highs on the price. There's another little one there. Now that's actually invalidated, so we're going to delete that. That has been invalidated because we've had a higher high on the CCI, so that's no longer a divergence. And again, you'll be trading long this one so long as the CCI keeps breaking up. If you're trading on the hourly, then you trade on these little CCI breaks every time it breaks up, as I said on the natural gas chart as an example. Or if you're trading on the daily, remember, if you're trading on the daily, you're also trading when the weekly is in a bullish movement, which it is according to the CCI. So again, just depending on what time frame you're trading, always trade with the trend of the higher time frame. So in this case, if you're trading the 15-minute or the hourly, and we're using the hourly in this example, always trade in the direction of the daily. So you can see there, had you gone long during any of these pieces, when it broke above the moving average at that point there on the CCI, you would have gone long there, and you would have closed it out when it touched into that moving average band there. So somewhere up there, you would have made a few little pips, gone long again there. Now you can actually just let it trade against the EMA 9. That pink line is an EMA 9, and just let it go until it comes and breaks down. Just got to be careful sometimes when it reverses. Everyone seems to reverse at the same time, and sometimes these can be quite substantial retraces to the downside. So if you're happy with some profits, just take your profits, but at the moment it's looking pretty good, making new highs on the CCI as well as the price. KOLD, that's looking somewhat bullish, or even at the very least neutral on the monthly. Again, no CCI drawn there. On the weekly, however, you can see that it's broken down past the moving average band, so it's giving us a bearish signal. And on the daily, very bearish as well. If we jump to the daily and the hourly charts, again, this is the inverse to what was happening on the other charts. Let's move that Fibonacci down to that level. Again, there's no sign of a retrace yet. That is still showing higher lows on the CCI versus lower lows on the price, which is giving us a bullish divergence. So that could bounce up any time. So just keep an eye on that. But at the moment, it's looking like it's a continuous downtrend on the price at least, even though the CCI is slightly retracing, if you like, or flattening out. So just keep an eye on that. But at the moment, if you're going short on this, let it go and stop it out when it breaks through that EMA 9 as well. Lastly, with UNG, on the monthly, it's still bearish. It's below the moving average band. On the weekly, it's bullish. It's broken above that moving average band. And we did have a bullish divergence there on the CCI, higher lows versus lower lows on the price. And that's actually starting to bounce. And on the daily, again, we had a bullish divergence versus lower lows on the price. Hit this support area at 1457 and made a nice big bounce since then. And it's actually broken up past the midpoint of the 23 and the 38% level at around the 31% level there. So it's making new highs. And again, there's no sign yet of a reversal that I can see. So if we jump to the daily and the hourly chart, you can see there on the daily still going in a bullish momentum, so taking only long trades, especially when it breaks above on the CCI there. And you close it out if you want to follow the price chart, close it out when it breaks below the EMA 9. So again, taking long trades when it breaks above there and let it go. To support us more, go to the Patreon page where we look at weekly scans of bullish shares. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.